Society is the opposite. They say dress for success. And if I walk in the room with a three-piece suit on, fully tailored, with brand new shoes, a nice watch, you assume that I'm wealthy and well educated. If I walk in the room with sweatpants and a beat-up hooded sweatshirt with a scruffy beard, you assume I'm poor and uneducated. Society forms your mental opinion based on how you're conditioned. There's been times where I've worn Versace shirts, come in the room with $25,000 worth of jewelry and driving a Jaguar. And been net worth, been almost broke. I walk around now, some people may say I look bummy, scruffy beard, sweatpants, hood, sweatshirt. I'm richer than most people. Than the average person? No doubt. No doubt. Net worth? Way more. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to break the stereotype. People give me sideways comments about living out of my car, and people see me looking scruffy. This guy's talking about his ass. But the reality is, when I see someone in a Benz or something like that, I know 90% of society makes $100,000 or less. So when you see a lot of people driving in nice cars in a nice car, they're living above their means. Statistics prove it. Statistics prove it. Now I'm rounding up and maybe a little bit less than 90%, but just for round numbers. And that's just what they make, all right? That doesn't include, because you can make, combined income, you can make $200,000 a year. You can make $100,000. Your wife can make $100,000. If you got a $400,000 mortgage, if you got a vacation home, if you got 2 cars and 2 kids, you're fucking flat broke. And here I come walking in a Jeep Renegade with Starbucks with a scruffy beard, and I'm fucking way richer than a lot of people. I'm cursing, but I'm here. People with sideways comments about, they think. They assume because they're conditioned to think dress for success means a suit, you got a nice car, and you come in fully shaven, now you're rich. But it's the total opposite. I look at those people now and I know that they're financially burdened. You see Mark Zuckerberg, the guy who invented Facebook, a lot of times the guy's walking around with like a hoodie and like a regular shirt. Doesn't matter. The guy's richer than most people. A lot of people too in Silicon Valley, the freaking tech guys. They're not dressed up in 3-piece suits, but they're richer than a lot of people. You could be richer than a lot of people. You make $50,000 a year, and you got basically like $1,000 a month max in monthly occurring in monthly bills. If you have less than 1,000 monthly bills, and you made $50,000. That's about the average that a U.S. citizen makes. If you made $50,000 a year and you had $1,000 or less monthly bills, you're richer than most people. But people will make $50,000 a year, wear a nice outfit, have a nice car, have a nice house, and be flat broke. And a lot of society looks better upon them, that they're more successful, that they're more intelligent than they do someone in the car barking at his phone in a freaking parking lot and say, oh, this guy's crazy. That's the mindset of society. I'm crazy, but I am probably living the best quality life. Have probably better of a net worth than most people I run into. And I'm the one that's crazy because society has conditioned you as such. Probably before this, an ad ran maybe to buy something, to buy a bigger car, to buy a nicer outfit. And you'll get dressed up this weekend, be looking all fancy going to a spot, and you're fucking flat broke. But you're putting everything on your credit card. It doesn't even matter, your credit card, and you're looking at your bills. And am I saying that to be disrespectful? No, because I have lived paycheck to paycheck. I have felt the burn and how hard it is financially, and I thank God for His grace. I'm not saying this to shame or to hurt anybody. I am saying this to expose people who comment sideways, say, who are you to tell me to live out of your car? I'm not telling anybody anything, number one. Number two is I'm probably wealthier than most people. Number three, just like a suit does not determine your level of net worth, neither does a degree. I know a lot of people, a lot of degrees. Guys couldn't run a project if their life depended on it. God forbid. And I have certification. I have different degrees in different things as far as my field of engineering. I don't have the most. There's people that have more than me, so I'm not bragging. But that only determines one part. That's eye candy. Yes, it determines the level of, endurance. But dressing for success, however you want to perceive it, is not about wearing fancy clothes, driving a nice car with a bunch of degrees. Because many of those people are burdened financially and they are not good workers. They are not good people. And they are not valuable, productive citizens. Some of them are. But in general terms, we're speaking, many people, if you decide to buck the status quo and not drive a luxury car, if you decide not to wear a nice outfit all the time, if you decide to live a non-conforming life, expect judgment. But expect judgment from people, even though they're dressing for success, they're not as successful as you. Always you define success for yourself. Just because you have a bigger net worth than someone else does not make you more successful. Because let me tell you something, any of us, myself included, tomorrow everything can go away. I mean, something, tragedy can happen. You could be rich one day and poor the next. It can happen. But what I'm here to say is, don't assume that you see some guy with a 3-piece suit on walks in a Starbucks next to me. Don't assume he's wealthier than me. I'm not better than anybody. That's nothing to do with it. Because, it's not about what you wear. That's what I'm trying to make the point. I'm not trying to make a point about money. I am trying to make the point that you hear so often, dress for success. Certainly, in certain situations, you need to dress appropriately and you need to present yourself properly. But don't assume because someone has a nice pair of slacks or if they have a nice dress on and they're always dressed up that they're well off. They're not. Many times they're not. I remember one time I ran into somebody who had a Lexus on the side of the road. They had a flat tire. And then I was driving around, I think I had a Jeep Compass at that time. And they go, oh, can you help me, Cam? I said, yeah. Please don't look at my Lexus and think I'm rich. I'm buried in debt. I can't even pay for a tow truck. And I understand, because when I had a Jaguar, very long, I was living above my means. Now, the most recent car, when I had a Range Rover, I wasn't living above my means. But even that was just for show, man. And then when that was my last luxury car experience, I said, man, why am I doing this? Now, if you like to do it, do it. But, you live simply, man. Live simply. That dress for success, that buy a nice car, unless you want to do it, don't get caught into that society mental condition. Because if you don't get conditioned by all the advertisement that's pumped to you, if you're willing to walk in a room, if you're willing to walk in a family reunion and, some people may perceive you as looking bummy and they'll definitely look at you sideways if you live at a car or a small house or something like that. They're going to look at you like, this guy, he's fucking broke. And then these people that are entertaining you with all their nice china and everything, like fucking debt-ridden people. They got so much debt and they're waiting for an inheritance. They're waiting for their grandma to die so they can cash in and finally pay off some of the debt. That's what you're dealing with. Always remember that in the mindset of dressing for success. Don't allow society to form your thinking. Stay inspired.